Yeah, I know you can't hear anything. That's the way the intro screen goes, guys. Welcome, good morning, welcome to Coffee with Creators. This is Adorama Event Space, and that is Adorama itself at 42 West 18th Street. If you're New York, swing through. Anya Anti just did, and we're going to get into it. But before that, I want to thank Flashpoint for sponsoring today's episode. If you guys are looking for some affordable kits, a wide array of options as far as your lighting goes, from strobes, grip and everything else, modifiers, glow, softbox, everything like that, come check it out. It's the house brand here at Adorama. It'll get you going, and you can really flesh out a kid really nice. I know a lot of you guys in the chat already use Flashpoint, and me and Anya are drinking Brulita coffee. Cheers.
Cheers.
So it is good coffee. I always go with black cold brew, which is a nice full body coffee, by the way. And you guys can check out Anya's work while we're talking right here. Anya Anti's
on my
work.
phone.
Yeah, on your phone. Anya, the Queen of Blue. What's going on? I haven't seen you in forever.
Nice to see you. Been doing well. Yeah, nice to be here. Thank you for having me.
No, of course. Anya is really well known for like a lot of digital media work, and a lot of her work has a deeper meaning than you might think. A lot of it has to do with the way we are treating our world, our planet. But I think people don't realize that Anya you got here from Ukraine originally. You're here since 2014.
Yes.
And then you were just like going all in as soon as you got here, because you're already been an instructor at WPI, Photo Plus, CES, the biggest show Vegas has, period. You've been at Adobe Max as an instructor. Yeah. So you've just been flying, and your work is very noticeable because a lot of it's self-portraiture, and you definitely have a color palette, and I'm going to go through some of her work. But what was it like going from another country to a new one? Was it more like did you get more energized starting over in a new place? Was that what you were feeding off? Because I feel like you just went like raw doing it.
Oh no, it definitely wasn't like that. It was very difficult. Like literally we came here with 2 suitcases, a backpack with like gear, my laptop, and that's it. I mean, my camera and my laptop, and that's it. Like, so we started from scratch. We didn't have any friends, we didn't have any connections, no job offers. No, like even to rent an apartment in this country is like problematic because you need to have all these like documents, tax returns, whatever, which we didn't have. So yeah, it was a struggle. I'm not gonna lie. The first year was probably the hardest. And I guess that's when the shift, like the blue shift happened.
The blue shift.
Yeah.
You don't call it the blue period like everybody else?
Yeah, like Picasso's blue period, right?
The blue shift happened once you got to America?
I think so. Probably, yeah, around that time. I'm not necessarily associated with like moving, but maybe just like the whole life change and like influenced me. So I really shifted from like warmish colors to blues and everything you see in my work now.
Yeah, it is definitely your palette for sure. And I think it's always a specific type of blue. It has like a little turquoise.
Yeah, it has to be like muted, light
muted.
blue. Yeah,
muted is the right way to put it. But it's what I do like about your work is it's this like double-sided coin. It's got this whimsical like wow, and then when you think about it a little more, and then when you hear what you had to say about it more, like, oh, this is serious.
Yeah,
you put a lot of thought into it.
I try to.
Yeah.
I mean, at least I like to, because my work is a little bit surrealistic, and I like to play with like silly ideas. Imagine ordinary objects in like different ways, different perspectives. Yeah.
I'm trying to find one of my favorites from you. Oh, here it is. This is more of an ad for one of your things, but this is one of my favorite ones of yours is the you're in the airfield, but you have your paper airplane and you're dressed like a pilot.
Yeah.
And I just think it's like, right? It's like you're by this plane that's completely decrepit, but you're like, nope, I've got my plane and I'm going to go do this. And I actually kind of feel like there's a metaphor for yourself because it's like this pilot built this plane to go fly, and you had to source, and just as like behind the scenes, you had to source the pilot outfits like that. But you're like, I'm going to do this my way, how I have to do it no matter what. And that's what this image, whenever I see it, I'm always like, yeah, that's Anya. She's like, I'm going to go buy like 400 rubber ducks and I'm going to do a cool shoot.
Wow, that was more deeper than I like actually initially put into that image. But yeah, that's a funny image, because the one with the paper plane, because it was shot in Iceland, and if you ever been to Iceland, this is a very touristy spot, very famous one. And it's funny because when we got there were a lot of tourists there just doing their touristy stuff and like other photographers, but not like me photographers, but just like normal photographers with tripods and, you know, different lenses. And then I go up there and I put my pilot outfit and my husband is helping me to take this photo. And I'm not kidding, they all line up behind him and start taking pictures of me as well.
Oh man! Did they ask to hold the plane?
Well, no.
No, I think I'd be the first thing. I'd be like, "Can
Yeah,
I hold
I pulled up this paper plane. I like stand there in this pilot outfit, and they all line up behind my husband and start taking pictures.
But that's absolutely what I would expect. There was I just remember when you came onto our channel for the Nikon Z50 release.
Oh yeah.
And you were like, I have a vision. Here's how I'm going to do it. We're going to look for this. Like, you don't just go one day and just be like, I'll make something up. Like, no, you absolutely plan out everything you're going to do. And then you put in a lot of work, a lot of hands-on crafts. So you're trying to build things. You're trying to make things happen as much as you can before it goes into digital editing.
For sure. Yeah. I always like, I don't really, I mean, I guess, what?
That was the Nikon Z50.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah. I guess I never go just out there and, you know, oh, let's take pictures. No, I actually plan because I always try to come up with some clever, silly, funny idea. I mean, at least something. Like, I don't just do headshots. So, yeah, for sure, there's a lot of planning. I mean, it depends, I guess. Sometimes I just, you know, come up with the idea overnight. But some ideas I, you know, nurture for, like, years.
Yeah, you have like ones that are kind of marinating for a while till it's the right time.
Because some are easy to you know, to make it happen, but some are, you know, I can't really figure out the logistic of it, so that's why some ideas might take a while to for me to
So do you think
create.
did I have the Brulita logo up the whole time, guys? Oh boy. Well, that was a good plug for you guys. No. So is that kind of where the digital editing came from? Were you just trying to find the way to execute what was in your head just that much more beyond what you could do with your hands? You were like, what else could I do? Like with this shot, right? I remember how many you actually made those
paper planes,
yeah,
paper boats.
The boats. How many you made? And then you were like, I'm just going to keep on adding them digitally.
Yeah. Yeah, so when I just started out, it was a while ago. It was over a decade ago when I got into photography. So back then, I was a student, so I didn't have any money. So I couldn't afford like a really nice gear. I couldn't afford nice lenses and all the other stuff. And so when I started photography, I was experimenting with different things, different techniques. Like, you remember, was freelancing a trend at some point when you like take off the lens?
Oh, freelancing. I thought you said freelancing was a trend. I was like, nah, it's my whole life.
No. I mean, freelancing when you like do like a fake tilt shift effect.
Yeah.
When you take off the lens of your bayonet. And
you get those flashes of light.
Yeah. Not just flashes, but also like you tilt
bend
it and it has like this cool tilt shift effect. Yeah. Then like, yeah, the film effect flares was also like a trend.
Yes.
I went through that.
Did you go through the prism one where you hold the prism up to your lens? You didn't do that? You escaped it clean out of that one?
That, yeah. So anyway, yeah. And also when I started photography, like I tried different genres. I guess like everybody else, I did like landscapes and city pictures and like I tried macro for a little bit. But I always wanted to do something beyond traditional photography, beyond traditional portraiture.
Yeah.
So I started to add like different elements. And that's why I was experimenting with all these like different cool techniques and effects, because I wanted to be more like interesting, I guess.
Yeah.
A little bit like whimsical, like not traditional.
Right.
So, and then I realized that I can use, you know, like compositing and add elements in Photoshop, because I don't know, some people do like full on props and set and they prefer like making like everything with their own hands, that it looks like perfect, so they don't have to edit anything. I'm a little bit lazy for that. And I'm also not skillful. I mean, I can do things.
I love how upfront you are. It's the best.
I mean, I can do things with my hands a little bit, but I'm not that crafty, I guess. And honestly, a little lazy. So I just, you know, like I do something to be like is a base for future
Right.
editing, and then I'm like, I'm just gonna fix it in post.
But that's the thing is, I don't think it's look as a guy who doesn't even retouch, right? I don't think it's lazy. I think you just found your avenue you go down to get to that end point that you're happy with. If it gets you where you want to go, what's the difference, right?
Sure, but I'm just saying where my view is coming from.
Yeah.
That I don't know. Maybe it would be better in some way to make everything like on set. But yeah, like I said, I'm a little too lazy, and I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna
Yeah, but also
fix it.
if you did it all practically, you're also kind of married to it, right? Like there is no changing it after that because
Sure,
you're kind
true,
of more
true,
intentful
yeah.
with it. There is a bunch of questions in the chat, like how do you get inspired to achieve these amazing creations? Are you like influenced by like is it movies, comic books? Is it like some sort of artist from like a bygone era? Where do you get it from?
I think it's everything. It's like all different things from here and there. I think it's all combined. Like, sure, sometimes I get influenced by like movies and contemporary art, and maybe like I see a cool installation somewhere in a museum or on the internet,
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh, this is cool. This is kind of like I can use it as a prop on, try it and recreate it and use it like as a prop, and make it a part of my artwork. Sometimes it's nature and landscapes when we travel, like that paper plane in Iceland. Usually when we travel, I do research and I look for cool things and cool spots
Yeah.
where we travel to a specific country or place. And I think about it as a set for my photography and how I can use it in my work.
Yeah, and I think if you guys put all the pieces together, what Anya's saying, you play a long game to get to an end result. You're not shooting every day. You
No,
shoot
I'm
a
not.
few times.
A few times a year.
Yeah, and you're storing ideas. You're thinking about where you want to go with it. You're not just going like, I have this idea. Next week I'm shooting it, and then it's whatever it is. It is. No, you're really methodical.
I guess I try to, yeah. And to be honest, I wrote it on my Instagram. Honestly, I don't like shooting that much. My happy place is in
Get
front
out of
of
here
yeah.
right now.
Sorry. My happy place is in front of a computer. Like, I don't like going out. I don't like carrying heavy gear.
You have this amazing tan going on. Are you sure?
Yeah. That's blue screen tan.
Oh my gosh, Anya. I can't. It's been a long time since we've actually sat down and chatted for a little bit. So I'm really glad that one, you've come back out of your house for a second.
Right?
But for real though, I think it's really interesting because so often you hear creators just like going a mile a minute, but you're this long game going out. And I do actually want to touch on the 2.5 second thing. So you have a project called 2.5 seconds where you're basically saying, if I got this right, if you take the entire length of time the world has been around that we know of,
and
you
compress it into 24 hours.
our existence has been 2.5 seconds.
As a humanity, our existence has been for only 2.5 seconds on this planet. Yep.
So what is this series really aiming towards?
So this series is about it's a climate change awareness project, and I use my photography, my conceptual surrealistic photography, to kind of like illustrate and represent different environmental issues, and just to get more awareness about it, to get more attention to the problem, and just start a conversation, and maybe educate some people a little bit, and just yeah.
And have you seen it happen? Have you seen like more conversations happening in your comments?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I really, it's been for the last 4 or 5 years, I've been seeing a lot more talk about it, and people like concerned and trying to implement some change. Maybe either it's to their lifestyle or be more active and vocal about it, to create more like project artists making more projects about it. So yeah, I've seen it like much more happening in the last years.
And you're still going with it. Like it's not concluded. Like this is like an ever going project.
No, I think the project is pretty much done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just try, and right now, like I'm trying to find more ways to promote it.
Yeah, I think so let's actually talk about that. So since you're not putting out work like every 5 seconds, and I think we're at a place where things are disposable, right? All of our medium is just like we're flipping through it.
Oh yeah.
Do you feel that when you release something, it's like it's an event for the people that follow your work? Do you feel like it's that much harder to get seen because you're not putting out every day? Like, is there a balance point?
Yeah, for sure. Like for me, it's an event, right?
Yeah.
Because I don't post that much, and I really like all my work is like my babies. You know, I've been working really hard on each of my artworks. So for me, it's like, you know, I worked hard on this, but yeah, the algorithm is against us for sure. Like
Yeah.
in the recent year or two, the engagement been like really down.
You're talking about Instagram specifically?
Yeah,
or overall?
specifically
Okay.
Instagram. I think for me at least, because this is where I'm most active.
Right.
Yeah, and I would love to say like, oh, you know, likes and views don't matter to me, but it's a lie. I guess every artist wants its works to be seen and appreciated.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm not doing it just to put it in my pocket. I want it to be seen, you know, for people out there.
You don't want to go into a void.
Right,
You want to have been
right.
to something.
Of course, if I was on like a dead island, I would probably still create because that's what I love doing. But at the same time, yeah, I want it to be seen.
Yeah. You want a little bit of a payoff.
I want to show it to everybody. You know.
Yeah, and you're obviously trying to make an impact with that one.
Right,
project
right. I mean,
alone.
it's not every single artwork is about impact,
No.
but still, like it's, you know, it's a way of you know.
Engaging.
No, forgot the word. Well, anyway.
Don't worry about it. It's all right. There's a question in the chat from Michael Brown asking, how many shots do you usually take when you're? How many shots do you take at each shoot? Do you get enough to play with? To get enough to play with?
So normally I shoot around 30 minutes an hour. That's enough because usually when I go out there to photograph, I have a specific idea in my mind, like very, very vivid in my head. And sometimes I even like draw sketches
Yeah.
to help me visualize. And it's always one image per shoot, like one artwork per shoot.
Never a series from that one thing, right?
Rarely.
Yeah.
Like 2-3 images stops.
Super intentful.
Yeah. So I don't shoot that long. And usually I would say maybe 200 images. And usually, like when you look at my camera screen, you don't really see the image and you're like, oh, what the hell is it? Do you even know how to take pictures? Because what I do is rather than taking photographs, I collect material
Right.
for further compositing. You know what I mean?
Right. You're creating a foundation of
Right,
it's not
because I
done.
have a very clear idea in my head and I know exactly what I need to take picture of to later make it into an artwork.
And you do actually do a pretty good job of documenting that's a whole process. You do put up a lot of stuff on your Instagram showing like everything you're doing
Mm-hmm.
the day of, how many people are actually involved behind the scenes for it. And it's kind of funny because sometimes when you see your work, you're not sure which parts were practical and which parts you made up later on. So you're kind of like almost shocked by the BTS, like, oh, that backpack is real with the plant in it.
Yeah,
You're
yeah, I
like,
get
oh.
that a lot. Oh, that was real. I thought it's all Photoshop. No, I use a lot of props and like I travel. I don't, and when I tell people that I do a lot of compositing and I'm good in Photoshop, they all think I do like, you know, shot behind the seam, in front of the seamless and then just swap backgrounds.
Right.
I don't really actually, well, first of all, I never do that. And second of all, I don't think I will be able to do that good.
Really?
Yeah.
I think part of what you're doing, and maybe I'm totally reading too far into this, but I think you going to Iceland puts you in that mind frame of that environment, and it just reads that much more true, right? Like you're not just like in an apartment in Brooklyn making things happen. Like no, you're feeling that cold, you're feeling the fog.
True. And also, I really believe that me being on location, traveling, and using some sort of props really helped me create that, you know, realistic feel to my images.
Okay.
Because, I don't know, I don't want to say that otherwise it would be fake, because I've seen other creatives do really well composite work when you can't really tell if it was shot on location or not. But still, I really believe that it helps me create that like seamless, realistic feel.
Yeah, I mean, look, again, as a guy that's not really into post, one of the reasons I like your work is because I can't really tell how far you went in either direction until it meets together, and I'm like, nah, I think she actually went there, and like, you know, and I do think it adds when you're especially doing a self-portrait, you have to read in emotion, and part of it is feeling that atmosphere. You can't just be in a sterile environment and like act it out. I don't think it really
Probably,
comes
yeah, I
with
think so, yeah.
There's a question from Talent Photography NYC in the chat. Do you have any project to artistically document the transformation in Ukraine?
I'm sorry,
Do you have any project to artistically document the transformation in Ukraine? So I guess
Transformation in Ukraine.
I'm not really sure what they're meaning by that either, but I guess I actually am kind of wondering, do you think your work would have taken a different turn had you
If
not
I
come over
stayed?
here? Yeah. Do you think it would have been more social conscious maybe, or
I don't know. It's hard to say.
it is hard because
I don't
how
know.
could you, right?
I mean, definitely moving to United States had a great impact on my work because first of all, I started shooting self-portraits because I've never done that before. Because I always thought it would be for me, like as a creative, it's better to have more control when I'm behind the camera, you know. But when you're doing a self-portrait, you don't have that much control because you don't see what you're taking a picture of. I mean, yeah, right now all the technology helps because now I can, you know, tether my phone with my camera and see like exactly what I'm shooting on the phone screen. But 10 years ago, it wasn't a thing, right?
Right.
So, yeah, I started shooting self-portraits, first of all, because I didn't have any friends.
Oh my God.
I know it sounds sad, but it's true. Like
I don't leave my house, I have no friends. This is
right, and
killing me,
I'm
kid.
not a very social person. Like
That's all right.
I'm a little bit socially awkward. I'm a little bit introverted. So for
If
me, it
you're
was
creative,
easier.
You all, everyone is. Anyone who's creative is.
Yeah, I guess.
I think we're all a bunch of.
Well,
losers.
it's funny because I only thought about myself otherwise, and I think that's another thing what changed about me when I moved here. I was much more social before.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I guess if you're going somewhere where you don't have established roots, you're starting from zero.
Right,
That's
and
a
it's
lot.
all, you know, language barrier,
Yes.
mentality barrier. It all, like, you know, influences you.
Yeah, but look at what you did. I mean, you came in. There's a bunch of people in this chat that are all inspired by your work. They're all very aware of who you are. You know what I mean? So like you're connecting out there. You're just not doing it by going like, hey, let's go to this party and just talk about nothing.
Right.
You
Yeah,
know?
and I guess you're right. That's my way of connecting to people, and that's why it's important, at least to me, for my work to be seen, you know, to have this audience and to know that people appreciate it.
Yeah.
Instead of like just posting it like there's, you know, crickets, nobody see it. It's, I don't know.
So as someone who's happy in front of the computer and stuff like that, let's talk about AI. You've spoken at Adobe Max. We just did a demo here with Travis Keys about AI generative portraits. Where are you on that? Are you excited for it? Is it? I mean, I know you're also a retoucher, and you kind of feel like that might be taking a little work away from you. But does that work getting taken away balance out from you being able to do more with it yourself? I mean, it's weird where we're at right now.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know. It's been like pros and cons, I guess. Well, when it first came out, I mean, it's been a while. I know it's been around for a while, right? The whole
now
Anti.
it's like in people's
but
hands.
but publicly, it's been like what, 6 months?
I know,
a little bit more.
It feels like 6 years, but yes.
Right. So when it just first came out and people started generating all these images and they, you know, kept improving and now at this point they look like photographs, right?
Yeah.
I had a very strong opinion because first of all these, you probably know that all these models are being trained on like stolen work, including mine. Like I don't get any, they didn't have my permission. I don't get any like, you know, royalties out of it, right? So I had a very strong feeling about it. Plus, as an artist who doesn't do like, you know, weddings, documentary, you know, I do art. I create this like fantasy worlds, you know, that doesn't exist. For me, it felt like it devalues what I do
Oh, okay.
a lot because, well, social media is not helping, right? Because it's not like attention span in like seconds. People scroll and they see a picture, oh, like, or don't like, or they don't even see because of the algorithm. But now it develops even more because they see a pretty picture and it's like, oh, it's probably AI. It doesn't have that much value anymore because AI, oh, it's, you know, it takes seconds. Anybody can do that, generate. And I actually got this recently from this person. So I went to this photography networking event and I met this person and we were like, you know, like usual exchanging Instagrams. And I pulled up my work and he's like, is it AI?
Yeah.
I'm like, this is exactly what I wanted to hear.
Yep. I for how many years all that special effects monster makeup stuff I shot was like, oh, you Photoshop. Like, no, I don't.
Right. So right now for me, it's like, oh, it's AI. I'm like, no, it's not. So for me, you know, and I feel like people are going to scroll even faster, not paying attention to the actual artwork that human creates because they're going to think it's just generated, you know?
But do you feel there's anywhere for you to implement it? Like, let's say you shot something in Iceland, but you're like, I want to make it look bigger and a larger scope and just adding more background. Is it there for you?
Sure, I'm not gonna lie. It's incredible. I mean, the technology is incredible. I'm
Right.
not gonna lie and say, oh, it's not. It's incredible. And I've been playing with Adobe Generative Fill and actually love it because, first of all, as far as I know, the Adobe Firefly is trained on the like stock photography that is
Right.
licensed,
Right.
so it's ethical. Plus, it works exactly as it's supposed to. It's a tool and it's extension instead of like generating something from scratch. So I've been playing around with it, and I'm not gonna lie, I love it. I mean, there's more.
It's okay. Come clean. It's all right. You don't get to worry about it.
I played with it, and I mean, at this point, I mean, of course, it's gonna get just better. You know, at this point, it's gonna be better, better, and better.
And fast.
And fast, right? But it has some issues right now at the moment, but it's incredible. Sure, I think you pull it up, like the one with green. Yeah, this one, the rooftops. If you click through the images, I actually was talking about that I tried to, so I replaced the outfit. This is an old work of mine. So initially I took it of me wearing the sweater, which I didn't like. I never really liked it. Yeah, that one. So I decided to, replace and make it more like a construction worker, like overalls. I tried AI, the generative fill. It didn't work really well, but actually it gave me a nice base to see how the light should go.
Right.
And how like the pose should go. And then I went out and photographed myself wearing overalls and then replaced it.
See, I think that's kind of the game. So for me, yeah, people are using it and people can feel like it's disposable. But I feel like for someone to be successful, you still has to be like Anya's version of it, Anya's brand, Anya's vibe, Anya's like they want your work.
Yeah, that's because Anya has already a name to her, right? But if you're just starting out, nobody knows you, right?
Yeah, but you can still stick to an aesthetic. So it's like how you used it, the way you implemented it. I feel like people are going to start just like any other medium. Hey, look, painters hated photographers in the beginning of everything.
True. Yeah.
You know?
Right.
We're in a weird position, man.
I don't know. I feel like painting and photography are two completely different mediums.
But it took a while for people to realize that.
Maybe you're right. But I don't know. For me, right now, it feels like it's just stealing from us. I don't know.
I mean, how do you guys in the chat feel? I feel like you guys just got woken up by this whole thing. I used generative fill on your recent witch shoot. Brad, I did see that, but you were playing around with that, right? So that was just like not really a job to do it, right? I think the one fear you have is like your retouching side of your career.
Yeah, I'm retouching and I'm also teaching Photoshop. So for me, it's like, it's a bit concerning and scary because first of all, I definitely see an impact in my retouching work as a freelancer because COVID didn't help obviously, but we're getting less and less work. And we see all these, I use generative fill like in my work, sure. It's just right now it has like issues like low resolution issue. When they fix that, oh my God, like.
Yeah, so we use it a lot for like thumbnails and stuff that's really quick.
Oh yeah, I do that too.
Yeah,
especially for like YouTube thumbnails, my lifestyle account where I don't really worry that much about quality. I mean it's incredible how I can definitely see myself using it in the future.
Yeah, but
still, like I said, it's concerning because I don't know where my retouching and my Photoshop teaching career will go.
No, I think it's just like any other change. We're all got to pivot a little bit.
Yeah.
But I always question, is there a balance point between the fact that we're so disposable on media now and the speed we have to create media?
Right.
So then the AI kind of keeps us up to speed.
Right. So now it's not art, it's content.
Yes, it's content.
It's
exactly.
Content.
That's the best way. Yeah, exactly.
We don't do art anymore. We do content.
Well, now we're not artists. We're creators, right?
Right. Influencers.
I'm not an influencer. Speak for yourself, lady. No, I was kidding. It's,
content creators.
I mean, I just wonder at what point the other thing for me is at what point do we realize that the end point is, listen, it's an industry, people have to make money, right?
Right.
So now let's say you have, just like we just had with the actor strikes and like that, if movies are AI generated and people don't buy tickets to those AI movies and it's not making money, does that mean that we get away from it? So that's where I'm starting to think, like, is it up to the public to decide to pay artists to get something from them? Is it up to the public to put the work in the hands of humans and reject what they're getting from AI? Or are we going to see people go, you know what? It's good enough. I'll buy that. You know what I mean? Like, it just seems like that's kind of
Yeah,
up
and
to the
imagine
public.
all these movies are generated specifically to your taste,
Ooh, you're evil.
just for you to see it,
All right,
because
Matrix.
you're gonna love it, right? Right.
Are you? Is it guessing for me? I mean, the machines can't tell me what I'm feeling that day. They can just go like, I know
No.
you're like, yeah, oh man. You see this, Fernanda?
I mean, 6 months ago, I had no idea what AI is.
I got to tell you, like, AI has been this term that got thrown around a lot. And before, it really wasn't artificial intelligence. It was just like really sneaky algorithms that kind of served things up randomly. Now it's kind of like learning. What's funny is they found out that ChatGPT got dumber as it interacted with more humans.
Really? Is it because humans are dumb or what?
It's probably because it didn't put into account human characteristics of just being goofy or trying to play games with
Silly.
it. You know what I mean? Just asking it dumb questions.
Silly questions.
Just silly questions. Have you been on ChatGPT? Have you been asking a lot of stuff?
I mean, and I'm not using it to ask questions. I use it to help me with like Instagram posts,
Right.
like text, and like descriptions, stuff like that. Because I'm not a writer, so I'm like,
Gotcha. So how about, as far as your work goes, do you sell it at all in like a physical medium? Do you sell prints? Do you sell limited editions?
I mean, in theory, I do. I have like my limited edition, figured out, and I have a lab here in New York City that helps me with printing. In theory, I do, but I don't sell that much.
Yeah.
I don't have gallery representation. That's what I've been trying to work on.
Okay.
Like find gallery representation and be more into like gallery world, but it's like a whole other realm.
But you were doing NFTs for a bit. How'd that go?
I did a little bit. I sold one
Okay.
when it was like on trend.
Yeah, the whole thing.
But yeah, in order to do that, you need to be on Twitter like full time. Like full time. I'm not joking. You have to be like proactive, engage with the community, like
Yep.
post, comment. I don't have that much time. I already have Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. What else?
Yeah.
TikTok.
All right, don't give me. I'm not.
So I'm like, I just don't have energy for Twitter.
Yeah, after a while, it's not living, right?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
right now, so I was active there for a little while when the NFTs were like,
On fire.
yeah. So and then I took a break because it was like summer. I was traveling and just having a nice time. So I was absent for like 2 months, and then I came back and I posted something, and it was like crickets.
town, yeah.
Crickets, like 3 likes. And I'm like, what's the point, right? So it's a full-time job, and I don't know.
When I used to, a million years ago, in a former career, when I was in the art galleries selling work, it was the same thing. You just had to go to the openings all the time, shake all the hands. They weren't buying the pieces. They were like,
Right.
"What's your story? Are you going to
yeah.
blow up?" They were investing. If you blow up, then I make
They
money.
invest in you, not the art. Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And I saw that in NFTs. I saw a lot of junk out there personally, in my opinion. And I was like, this is what you guys are buying.
Yep.
So I think that's where I felt like you probably weren't the happiest where they weren't even looking at the work. They were just kind of like, ah.
Yeah, that's for sure. They the potential art buyers in the NFT world, if they like you, they're gonna buy, and that's why you have to be so active over
Yeah.
there. So they like you see you that you're like in the community and you're like a nice person. So yeah, I just stopped doing that, and I'm like, that's all right.
Do you think you'd ever like take a break from all that and just shoot more? Do you think if you just like took a break from the digital editing, the digital posting, all this stuff, and you just were like, I'm going to go in the field more. I'm going to go into, I'm sure you were super happy being in Iceland for a second. I'm sure being out in that air was amazing. You ever think about just taking a break and go shoot? Just go shoot? Not even show anybody the shots. Just go do it. Not your nature?
Interesting question. I don't know. Like I have another account where I post like travel and lifestyle thing, so I do that a lot, I guess.
Yeah.
Just for fun, like
Exactly.
travel photography where I'm like wearing pretty dress in like landscape, But my artwork, I'm not sure because it takes a lot of energy.
It's a commitment, but I think sometimes you just have to find like an aspect of the same thing you're doing to get psyched on it again. Like shooting commercial for me is like soul sucking sometimes. You're just getting what a client wants. So I'll take a rangefinder and go shoot street for a second and try to like cleanse my palate. But you kind of have to still want to do it, right? Do you have any other creative outlets besides imaging that you get it? Are you into music? Is there anything else that you do creative wise that kind of cleanses the palette?
I'm trying to think.
You said you're not a writer. You game?
I'm not a writer. I used to do music back in Ukraine, not anymore.
Okay. What'd you play?
Guitar.
Yeah? What? Was it a blue guitar?
No.
What?
I had a pink bass at some point.
Pink. I can't even picture you with warm
It
tones.
was so long. It was like 20 years ago.
Man, I have got to see you with warm tones. I relate everything you do to like moonlight and this fairy like glistening thing.
Listen, if you scroll all the way back in my Instagram, you are going to see some really warm colors and reds over there.
All right, let's do this. Well, wow, you just jumped at it.
I mentioned earlier that I hate red, but I used to, use it in my work, like all the way down. No,
All the way
even
down.
more.
Whoa, what's this giant ice cream? Ooh. You know, what's kind of crazy about your work also is you're self-documenting your life as well, like what you were at that age, how you dressed, your demeanor.
There you go. Started to get warmer,
Oh, look at this, warming up as you go deeper.
right?
Wait, is this springtime? What is it? Wow. I would never say Anya put that out. I probably would never have thought that that's from the vibe and the tone.
Yeah, I feel like it's a little bit cultural appropriating.
A little bit, yes.
But it was like, in my defense, it was a long time ago.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about 2014 here.
Right.
With your heart.
No, 2014 when it was posted. It was shot in 2011.
Oh, boy. Wow. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a lifetime ago. Could you imagine 2011 You're saying like where you're going to be in 2023,
No.
where we're at in 2023.
No, I would say you're crazy.
You say you're crazy.
Yeah.
Are you looking? Where's your next location? You already did. Everyone did Iceland. What's the next location for Anya?
I don't know. I would love to go back to Iceland, honestly.
Wow. Yeah.
I love it. I've been there 4 times.
I've
It's
never
like
been there.
my happy place.
What is it about Iceland that speaks to you?
Isolation.
Wow.
No, well, that's the first thing. No, it's just
How'd you meet your husband? I gotta know.
he's an introvert,
Okay. All right.
even worse than I am.
Did you just send a carrier pigeon to each other? Be like, hey, do you
Yeah.
exist? Wow.
Well, but it's true. I mean, I'm not. I don't. Honestly,
okay. It's
I don't
okay.
like people, to be honest.
I get it. Listen, I hate everybody. I get it. So it's.
I like that it's quiet, that it's solitude. I love quiet. Even when I do work at home, when I retouch, I like to be quiet and listen to the music. Nature is incredible. It's so beautiful. Well, I love northern climates. I've been like all the Scandinavian,
Yeah.
atmosphere. I've been to Faroe Islands. I've been to Denmark. Never been to Norway, but would love to at some point. I've been to Scotland last
Scotland,
year.
beautiful.
So beautiful.
You like
and-
those open. You like that open.
Yeah, I like that open, no trees, and Iceland is just so diverse. It has like everything. It has waterfalls, glaciers, I don't know, volcanic beaches with like
The
black
black
sand, and like hot sulfur and like hot streams and springs and whatever. Like,
Do you feel that tourism is just like, "Urgh." You get there and you're like, I was here first.
well, I wasn't there first. Well, the last time I was there was 2019, so I don't know how it changed since then, but. No, even with tourists, even in 2019 with tourists, it didn't feel that crowded. No.
When you go somewhere, do you feel obligated to come up with something to use that environment with, or are you
No.
ever just okay with going somewhere?
I'm just okay with just going because I love traveling.
Okay.
And like I said, I just have fun with taking travel pictures of me and, whatever, just like lifestyle, blog style pictures. And just, enjoy myself. But if I really see something cool, yeah, I've tried to use it. There's the picture of me in, what is it called? Death Valley Artist's Palette, where I hold like a huge paintbrush in like this, like a colorful, scroll a little bit down. It's like a pinkish, there you go. It's like Death Valley.
Jeez.
I mean, it's a little enhanced, obviously, but it's an actual place over there. It exists.
I feel like every time I pop into your work, I feel like I'm going through a children's book sometimes. I feel like you could put together like a picture-only children's book, and I bet you would do pretty well. It has this total vibe. It's like this very welcoming, like, no, let's go play with the entire world now, and
Yeah.
anything's possible.
Yeah, I like it to be playful and like the theme of wanderlust and wandering and imagination and
Yeah. I think maybe there's like a world where you are kind of like consulting to develop something. Like I could see a video game coming out with like your aesthetic. You just go to people that do the video game and you're like, here's you'd be like an art director for like a game because you're creating worlds to live in anyway. I feel like maybe there's just some other medium that you haven't tapped that you don't even realize you're psyched on. Like VR, Anya Anti VR, everybody's blue.
immersive
Anya.
Yeah.
Come jump into the world of blue. Where did the blue come from? Do you feel like it just kind of creeped up on you?
Yeah, I don't know. Because it hasn't been like that all the time. Like my hair used to be blonde for a long while.
Mm-hmm.
Then I had pink at some point.
That I gotta see.
And then I was like turquoise, something else, and then now it's blue.
That's wild. Do you have any place that like changes the way you create when you go there? Like I know Iceland speaks to you, but like, do you feed off the environment and that dictates the work, or do you get this idea in your head and you go, I have to find that place?
I think the first.
That you go to a place and you feed off of the place?
Yeah. I mean, I do research before I go there because I need, to have an idea instead of just going there and, I'm inspired, but I don't have any props with me. I don't have any outfits with me. So.
But do you need it with AI anymore? Do you need it? You thought about it a little bit sometimes, I'm sure.
I did. And I tried, but it doesn't work that well yet.
I think there's a part of you that still needs tangible. You need it in your hand. You have to feel the fabric of that amazing dress and all that. It's not the same. It's just like, okay,
I still do that with stock photography, like that paintbrush. I used a broom instead of that.
I'd imagine you used the broom instead of a brush. Yeah, I'd imagine.
And then I like just created a paintbrush out of it.
I mean, it's just there's so many things going on in your work that I feel like it's constantly world building, and now I just kind of want to see the rest of this world Anya's building. So it's not just like isolated images, but it comes together.
Yeah, I actually thought about going into video and creating
totally
I've already created like cinemagraphs.
Okay.
Those small animations where like something is moving.
Right.
I really love that, but I don't know how to work in After Effects.
It's also a hard medium to like get out there. It's past social posts. It's like, where do you put it?
Right. So NFT is a good place for that. But
that's true.
Yeah. And I can see doing an exhibition when it's like immersive and you have like, I've seen people doing that.
Okay.
When they have like prints on the wall and then a TV screen.
And it moves.
Right. So I can see that. And also I kind of interested in doing maybe like really short, that, what was that, like cartoonish, serious Love, Death, and Robots, I think?
Oh, yeah.
Something like that?
Something like that, yeah.
So they did really nice episodes where you don't really realize if it's CGI or video.
Yeah.
With like this beautiful water creature. Did you see that?
No, I didn't see that.
Beautiful
but I know,
lady that
series.
danced in like water and she was like covered in this like.
It was a gold looking, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So something like that. So it's really short, maybe even silent. So there's just music, but I can like film this like magical creatures. Like I don't know.
Have you ever? I also.
I thought about that.
I'm sure you have, and I think you look at all those digital mediums and try to figure out where it could fit in with you because it's just another tool, another thing to get psyched on. You shoot a lot of self-portraits, and sometimes you use models. I mean, you shot with our own Marissa, with the giant thing of paint or whatever. What I'm wondering is, would you ever think about doing a long-term series where you're shooting other people, maybe they're muses, and you're giving them characters to be that, and maybe starts connecting, and that's the Anya world as you start putting together these narratives of different characters? Is that something you'd be into?
I don't know.
I think once you get away from the self-portraiture, there's even another door to open because you have all these.
Well, I don't do always self-portraits.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Models.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
People.
Like, would you ever put together like an entire multiverse for Anya, like we got Marvel going on?
I don't know.
Is that too much?
Haven't thought about it.
Well, now you're gonna start thinking about it.
Okay.
Watch this. She's gonna start doing it and be like, "You're welcome." Now here it is, our own Marissa with the giant paint. Yeah, I mean, everything's... Man, that's so wild seeing her like this. Although there is warm tone going on.
I know, right?
Know. You went with the redhead.
Yellow dress.
And there's the process, which is wild because most people wouldn't think like I have to build a giant tube here but you're like, no, this part has to be real,
Mm-hmm.
which I think is the respectable part. Is like she goes that extra 4 steps to make it that much more close to reality. So that's where you really blur the surreal and the real. Is that like no one's really sure what part
Yeah,
you went
yeah,
too far with,
yeah, yeah.
or that much farther with a graphic novel. Yes, yes.
But I would actually love to people, not think that it's all photoshopped.
right. That's the fun of it, isn't it?
Right.
Do you ever get like you ever read the comments, just laugh at what people think is edited and not edited? Is that what started the BTS videos for you, so you can show people the extra
Yes,
work?
that, and also I guess social media likes that,
Yeah, but I feel like some of it you kind of have to like show people like, no,
Yeah,
I did
yeah,
this work.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, like the whole editing process, that it's not just, like, especially now I'm going to show it to people that it's not all, generated. It actually took me hours to,
Right.
do it in Photoshop.
Do you have all the props still? Is your house just filled with giant
I have a
things?
closet.
Do you repurpose them a lot?
Sometimes I do. Sometimes I just throw like that. I had to throw it. It's just paper. It's fine. I can do another one if I need to.
Right.
But some things, yeah, I keep.
Brad's asking, what did you use to make the paint tube? You said paper?
It was just paper. I spray painted it with silver paint, and the blue was just like colored paper on top. It was just paper. Like regular craft brown paper, spray painted.
Did you have to like learn any prop making, or you just kind of were like,
No,
I'm going to YouTube
no, I'm
this?
gonna just do it sloppy and then fix it in post.
Oh, Anya. Oh my gosh. So is there anything cooking right now? Are you kind of getting into making a prop? Are you working on anything right now, prop wise?
No, not really. I have a couple of photo shoots since spring that I need to edit. So I want to finish that first and then do another project maybe.
Is that how you work? Like you have to finish from A to Z before you go to the next?
No, not really. But I just feel like, it's been a while. It's been a few months. So I'm not obligated, but I feel like I owe it to my models because they're probably waiting
Yeah.
for pictures. So I feel like a little bit of that pressure that I want to, And now I'm also trying to do YouTube behind the scenes videos. So that's another step of, extra work for me to do because now I shoot all my videos myself. I put it on like tripod. Well, first of all, I'll shoot behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And then I put it on a tripod. So there's me in frame, and I edit myself now.
Yeah, I mean, you've been on our channel from, I know you're not going to, you're probably like, no, I don't want to watch this, but a million years ago.
Oh,
Anya
no,
was on
not
our
that
channel
one.
with Through the Lens. And this is, first of all, if you don't know this series, like you're kind of missing out. Sal D'Elia is the guy behind this. In 5 minutes, we got introduced to Anya's world of blue. I feel like I've seen this image so much because it's been around for so long, but it's got shared around so much. And obviously it's eyeballs staring at you. But yeah, if you guys get a chance, check out Anya Anti's, I think it was season 7, episode 4. And I don't know what happened there. But there's a lot of Anya all over. We did the Z50 video, the Z30 video from Nikon. You're still shooting Nikon?
Yeah.
What, Z7, Z8?
Z7.
Z7 too? Or is
Just Z7.
Just Z7. Do you stick to are you minimal kit? You only have like a couple lenses?
Just, 2 lenses.
That's like the smallest part of it to you is the shoot, right?
I'm sorry?
The smallest part of it is like the camera. Everything else is the bigger picture to you?
Yeah. I mostly shoot 50 millimeter. That's
Okay.
my go-to. Sometimes 85, but not very much.
And you were doing Broncolor for a while, no?
I did, yeah. I was one of the next generation winners.
You still using strobe or all
No,
natural
not
or-
much. Yeah, I've always been a natural light photographer. I don't like using strobes, maybe because I don't really know how to use them in a proper way. But I don't know, it's just for me, for me personally, it just creates that kind of fake feel.
Yeah,
So yeah, I prefer LEDs now because
you can see it.
I can see the light and I don't need that much power in the light, so just a little bit of accent. And I often use lights as a prop,
Yeah, where was it?
like that one with the moon.
This one, right?
Yeah, that was brown colors. Yeah, that's actually I did in generative fill the clouds. Yeah, that's the original photo that I did, and there's a little bit of a process video.
Yeah, see, people love this part. They're like,
Yeah.
oh. Ah. And then they try to recreate it. Do you ever people share, hey, I tried to recreate something you did? Has anyone ever tried to do that for you?
No, they usually make drawings out of it
Drawings.
often, and they I appreciate when they ask permission. Like, can I draw your photographs? Sure.
One day someone's going to come to you like, I got your work tattooed on me. You don't know this. I found it on Instagram.
I never had that.
One day.
One person
One day.
once did a chalk paint on like some
That's cool.
chalk festival contest. She painted one of my images on like asphalt.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's got to feel pretty good though. Someone spent their time to create something you put
That
out
was
there.
cool, yeah.
Yeah.
I even posted it on my social media.
Man, I think you're probably impacting people more than you think because it's really easy for us to go home, no one around. But
Yeah, and especially now with the whole like Instagram, Facebook, algorithm, I don't get that much messages and comments, and
Right.
sometimes it feels like nobody see my work, and nobody,
But they
knows me.
They are. You just don't know it. Like
Yeah, yeah.
Everyone's on their phone like this all day. At some point, they've seen something you've done, even if they
Yeah.
don't know it was yours.
Yeah.
Like you're definitely clicking some
Yeah.
switches in people's brains. I think.
Yeah, it's nice to get some kind of like at least comment that it's actually being seen. That's nice.
Yeah. Is there anything you're going to be doing going forward that's completely different than what any of this? Is there something that are you going just, even if it's just for work to pay the rent, is there just something that you're doing that's completely different than?
Yeah, I started trying doing video a little bit, like weddings.
Yeah.
I tried doing that because all my friends are doing photography. I thought maybe I should try
Doing
video. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I just picked my I just started doing video like 2 months ago.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I mean, I've been doing my behind the scenes, but it's completely different.
Yeah.
It's, super easy. But yeah, I've been doing all my tutorials myself, like editing, and so I've been learning a little bit about that.
Is your YouTube just Anya Anti?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you guys should go follow that. And
I'm not very active there though, but it's just
Would you let me plug you for like 5 seconds?
it's just so much work. YouTube is so much work.
I'm well aware. You're not kidding. We do this all day, and then I got to do my own channel at
It
night.
seems like you just film behind the scenes, you put some clips together and you
Nope.
upload. No, it's so much work.
Thank you for that, Anya. It is a lot of work. And if you want us to be successful at it, the worst part about YouTube is you can't just put the video up. It could be the most amazing video, but you've got to figure out titles, the description, you've got to put thumbnails, everything.
Like, yeah,
It has to get found.
I recently did a tutorial about like this Photoshop. Yeah, and it seems like, you just, do screen grab and talk on the microphone, commenting on what you... No, you spend hours to record it. For me at least, I will wait till night when it's quiet and nobody bothers me. I record at night. It takes me a couple of hours to record. Then I edit everything. Then you need to put like graphics of all like, hotkeys and like,
Yep.
circles and whatever, arrows.
You got to be like this.
Right. Then you have to edit everything. Then you do like subtitles. Then you have to do like titles and thumbnails. Then you need to record yourself on camera saying like, "Hi, I'm Anya." And for me, it means doing my makeup, doing my hair.
Yeah, when I do my makeup, it takes me forever.
Right?
Yeah, no. I just had a thought. Have you ever thought about doing pet portraits with your aesthetic?
Pet portraits?
Yeah, like if someone's like, I love, people that are obsessed with their cats, and then they're like, oh, I want to make it look like it's batting the moon around. Would you ever think about marketing that? I think people would get into that. An Anya Anti pet portrait?
Sure, never tried it.
You're welcome.
Can you be my manager?
I can't even manage myself. Look where I ended up. No, I was kidding. I'm just kidding. It's all right, Fernando. Fernando's in the back over here. Listen, if you guys want to get more of Anya, and especially the tutorials, check out her YouTube channel, but also just go and hit up that right there is Anya Anti on Instagram, where she's most active. Obviously, you just talked about that.
Yep.
We're gonna try to get you back in here doing demos and tutorials again.
Sure. Yes, please.
I'm gonna make you work, lady. I don't know if you're ready for it. You seem to just want to stay home and not want to socialize. No, we used to do all stuff all the time. Well, now that the event space is back, you're always welcome here, and you're a New Yorker, so
Yeah, another year, and I'm like officially a New Yorker.
Yeah.
It's been 9 years.
Oh, you're going for the decade.
The decade thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're either what is it like? You're not a New Yorker. You're a resident. Then you're a New Yorker. Is that what it is, or something like that?
I counted after your first mental breakdown.
Your first mental breakdown. Have you had a few of those yet?
Every month.
Oh boy. All right, we're gonna leave that one alone. Listen, I want to thank Flashpoint for throwing us the sponsorship on this. If you guys are looking for some affordable and a super wide range of options in lighting, check out Flashpoint. Link down below. And don't forget, come hang out at the store, yo. It's 42 West 18th Street. We're here. The event space is here. Daniel Norton is here live tomorrow night, 5 p.m. And hit subscribe on the Adorama Events YouTube channel. It's a new channel. So, yeah, we're starting from zero on a new channel. So we know all about extra work on that. Don't forget to hit follow on that so you can see all the demos that come out of here, including when I drag Anya back in here. Anya, thanks so much for hanging out.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. I'm so glad you came out. I was like, I don't know if she's going to come out. I don't know, Fernando. I don't know if she's going to come out for us, but she did. And I'm really glad you're still going forward with things. And your work is always very prolific. You can spot it from a mile away. And we're going to see where it goes from here.
Thanks.
Thanks so much. All right, guys. We'll see you later.